Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here at Inspired Insurance Solutions. I am going to take some time to present to you and kind of tell you exactly what we do. You may have heard about me or my company from online, from an interview, from my book, what have you. However you got here, welcome. And I'm happy to have you. I take great pride in this company that I built from scratch for the past 7, 8 years. And I love talking about it. So everything you heard online is true, and we highly encourage you guys to do research. Interview other companies, see what they have to offer. Go look at reviews from other companies. We usually come out on top because there's a lot of love and care that go into us. It's a family-run business, and I'm excited to tell you all about it. So first off, who we are. I kind of already gave you a hint. We are a family-run business. I started from scratch in 2017 and built up the company that it is today with a lot of just hard work, dialing 400 to 600 people a day. Then I started recruiting friends and family. And then shortly afterwards, I hired Stacy, and then I hired Jorian, who's my daughter. And then I work alongside my husband. I met him a couple years ago. So it is a family-run business, and we treat it like such. So every person that we hire, we want the best for. We want you guys to get up and running, start making money as soon as possible. And we try to provide you with enough training to get you right out the door and ready to go. Who we are. We're a dynamic sales and marketing organization. We were founded in 2017 by me, by salespeople, for salespeople. We help clients find unique solutions to critical problems, and there's a plan for everyone. So it is very, very rare that we do have to say, no, sorry, we can't help you. That's usually like if it's not open enrollment. But even then, I mean, we have so many products. It's just very, very difficult. So once upon a time, was with a captive agency. I was only there for 3 months. It didn't last very long. But I remember having to tell people no, that I couldn't help them. And it just wasn't a good feeling. So I really like that we have a plan for everyone. Our DNA. Our DNA is something a little bit different. So I jumped around agencies before I settled on where I settled into in 2017 and grew my own. And there was nothing really out there like this. So with our DNA, we really do care about our clients, and we care about our people. We look for people that have a good heart, have a good moral compass, that really want to do right by their client, right? We're not super Wolf of Wall Street. Sometimes you have to put on your Wolf of Wall Street hat. And what I mean by that is you have to dial, you have to you can't be lax on yourself. You have to build up your book of business. You have to put in the work to get the reward. But by no means does that mean taking advantage of people, selling people things that they don't need or want, or especially lying to people about the policy. There's actually no tolerance for that. So our DNA is we just really want people to succeed, and we believe that you can succeed by treating people right. We are everywhere. So this is a remote position. You guys can be working from anywhere in the world. I know this only shows the United States, but you could essentially be in Thailand as long as you work the time frame with the schedules you could work. You have to have access to the internet and a cell phone, and you are good to go. Our home office, where we are, is in north of Atlanta. And I know that marker's a little off. It's more like up here, but we can work from anywhere. I actually started and I lived in Orlando, and I moved to Atlanta about a year ago for various reasons. But it was cool because I could just pick up and move, and because we can work from anywhere. Look for us on Glassdoor. We have a really great rating on Glassdoor and on Google. Go ahead and look and see what people have to say. And like I said, I highly encourage you to do the same thing with other agencies if you're interviewing other agencies as well. Here is health insurance. Yes, you can come in and you can do life insurance with this only, but you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you do that. So we mainly do health insurance, and what our model is, we get free leads for health insurance. We talk to them, we build up a pipeline, we build a relationship, we try to sell them life on top of the sale if possible. We ask for referrals. We do Medicare, and we do all of that, rinse and repeat. We do it all over again. Healthcare reform creates changes. Changes create confusion. Confusion requires assistance, and that's what we provide. The bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck. Now, when it comes to growth, we have grown exponentially. We partner with an FMO that is huge, and I love it because they offer an unprecedented bonus that I'm going to talk about here later in this slideshow. But the growth has been phenomenal. So, Inspired Insurance Solutions, this is based on HST agents, which is where we do our health, life, and Medicare, and our group insurance. So this kind of just shows you the growth over time. In 2023, we wrote 439.9 million. This is the annual revenue. As you can see, in 2008, 1.9. This was before I even started in insurance. I joined in late 2016. We're talking like December 2016. So I always say 2017. And this goes up from there. So as you can see, in 2023, revenue was 68.4 million. Producing agents. So we like to keep things small, especially because we take a lot of pride and care when it comes to training our agents. So we're very selective with who we actually onboard. So that's why after this screen, you'll be prompted to set up an interview with Stacy. But these are our producing agents. We're not some big 10,000, 20,000, type of production here. We're actually still very small. These are the numbers for the 2023 producing agents. This is retention. And so if you guys have ever been in sales before, retention is pretty hard. Like it's usually very, very low because a lot of people don't do well with commission only. And while we are still commission only, we actually have quite a large retention rate. So our retention rate is usually more than 88%. In 2023, we had over 92%. If you made it to the top 100, stick around. And if all writing agents together, we had over a 71% retention rate, which is really good compared to the industry standard, which is 8%. 23 made an average of $49.87 an hour with almost hitting six figures. We're at $99,358. Now, if you run that same race and you're in the top 250 agents, you're doing significantly better, but I would say it's still average. You're averaging $83.90 an hour, totaling at the average income for the year, $171,252. So not bad. Now, if you're in the top 100, you're doing way better, right? Significantly better. The average income was $144 an hour, equaling $288,975 annually for the year. Again, that's not bad income. Raise your hand if you would like that, right? And then the top 10, here we are with the big numbers. If you're in the top 10, you average about $411 an hour and you're upwards near $900,000 a year. And I do want to take a minute to pause there and tell you a story about whenever I first saw this spreadsheet in 2016, and the person who was going over these numbers, I thought they were lying because I was like, there's no way that an insurance person can make this kind of money. That's kind of insane. That's more than the president. And I can assure you that after being in this business, in the industry this long, I can assure you it is 100% accurate. It does take time to get up there, and consider that this is with renewal income, but it does take time and it is possible. We did do that. We had a custom CRM put in, and I buy 6,000 leads a month to put in there, so you guys have more leads to call. So we also help you market yourself. A lot of people think that buying and following up on leads is the name of the game, but in reality, for most agents, leads are only about 13% of your business. You have to market for yourself as well, but you don't have to market by yourself. So let's talk about some of the ways that we help you with marketing. So there's passive marketing, there's chamber of commerce trade shows, there's walk and talks, there's sphere of influences or referrals, there's business networking, and social media / print / radio. We help you with all of those things. So we have something called marketing money that you earn if you have excess lead credits, right? And we'll go over all of this once you book an interview with us if you have any questions about it. But essentially, we would put money towards any of these things if you wanted to be in a chamber of commerce or a BNI, or if you wanted to take out an ad on the radio or social media, or if you did any walk and talks, right? You needed business cards, like we help with all of that. We have over 200 carriers. We have a lot, guys. We have almost anything that you can think of. Like I said, it's really rare that we have to tell someone no. We have so many carriers that sometimes I'm asked if we have a certain carrier and I have to look it up because I don't have them all memorized. So we are your one-stop shop for everything under the life and health umbrella. Right. So let's kind of look at what it looks like to sell health insurance and what that means. So if you were to we do bundles, right? So let's just say you sell a major medical plan, a supplemental plan, and a limited medical or a fixed benefit plan. And it costs your client a 250, 120, and 250, right? So that would be the total of everything. We make sure that our plans are very, very comprehensive. It covers all the gaps. They include dental, vision, critical illness, accident, hospital expense, everything, right? And we still most of the time come out way less than if they were to go on Obamacare. But this is what that looks like for you as far as commission wise, right? So if you were to help 3 clients a week, right, and you got them all on a $250 a month major medical plan, a $70 a month accident plan, and say you sold 3 dental clients $45 a month, you would make $1,350, $630, and $243 your first year, and your weekly commission would be $2,223. So that's the type of pace that you need to do to hit 6 figures your first year, is to help about 3 people a week. And like I said earlier, we do have free unlimited leads. So it is pretty easy to work your way up to that. Again, if you have more questions, be sure to ask us in your interview. Now, with renewals and retention, the way health insurance works is, if I talk about it in my book, I talk about year one energy, right? So year one energy, you're dialing, you're closing deals, right? You're getting your advanced commission. By year two, you already have a nice pretty penny of renewals stacked up, right? Because you have all those clients that are paying their monthly premium. By year two, you're getting some new business. Your renewals is already up to $5,105 a month, and that's in renewal commission. By year 5, you're 100% vested. This assumes a 70% retention rate, but by year 5, your renewals are up to $12,000 a month, right? Are you going to kick back and put up your feet and live off your renewals? Ideally, no. The idea is that you keep working and you build up your book of business, right? Who retires after 5 years in any industry, right? Nobody. So you want to keep working, obviously, so that way your renewals can eventually be $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year just off renewals. So you earn that money while you're sleeping before even rolling out of bed. We do a lot of incentive trips. We have a lot of fun. If you guys are unfamiliar with what an incentive trip is, it's essentially where you earn it based on your production. So these are some of the places that we went along with the years. We've gone to Mexico, Jamaica, Cancun, again, Mexico, Dominican Republic, and Barbados. So it is really fun. It's such a fun career to be able to look forward to these things once a year. But just keep in mind that these are earned trips, but who doesn't like a free trip, right? Now let's go over our bonus structure. Our bonus structure is super unique. We pay you out regardless of if these, say the policy charges back or something, right? These bonuses are non-charge backable. So all you have to do is do 9 apps a week, you get a $100 bonus, 12 apps a week is a $200 bonus, and 15 apps a week is a $300 bonus. Now, a second tier bonus is if you get 40 apps in your first 3 months, you get $500 cash and $500 lead credit. There's also additional carrier bonuses. And I don't want to throw this like money around like, oh, you just get a, cool 16 grand quarterly bonus, right? You have to earn it. But all that's true. One of my agents, he earned a $42,000 quarterly bonus because he stuck with one carrier and he just banged out like those policies. Another bonus is called the $1 Million Producer. So once you hit $1 million in a business, you get a $10,000 bonus, and then you get revenue sharing. And revenue sharing is where it's at. So you have to achieve being $1 million producer. So it's not per year, it's cumulative. So if it takes you 5 years to write $1 million, you're still a partner, right? So once you hit partner, you get the company puts in 8% of the company revenue into a pot. Last year, there was $6.3 million in bonus money, with the average bonus check of being 33,392. And I want that to sink in for a little bit, right? So before I joined insurance, I had a regular corporate job. I was a regular person, made $43,000 a year, I want to say. I think that's what it was. In 1 year, I got a bonus. They took us out to Hibachi, I remember, and opened up an envelope, and it was a $150 check. I was so thankful. I was not expecting that money. That money helped me pay for my bills. I was so thankful for that company. So fast forward to now, when I see the average check being 33,392, again, it's still mind-blowing even after all of these years. After all of these years, I still, every time this comes around every year and I see people getting 50 grand, 60 grand, 80 grand, I still pinch myself with how lucky I am to be a part of this industry. So just to kind of give you guys a little sneak peek, the top team leaders commission was $228,000 last year. I don't know about you, but it used to take me, what is 228 divided by 43? That's like 6 years, I don't know, 6 years of working in order to make that kind of money. And this person got it in a night. That was their bonus in a night. The top producer earned $102,355. That's incredible, guys. Like, that's just more than some people make per year, or sometimes it takes several years to make that. So I show you all of this to show you what's possible if you work, if you put in the work. So this will show you over the years how many partners there were and how much money was distributed. I know some of you may be thinking like the more partners, the less bonus money, but that's not necessarily true, because remember, a partner has to bring in $1 million of business to the company. So therefore they're contributing to the pot that everyone gets to pull from. Here's our life division. We have tons of carriers. Like I said, we have health, life, Medicare, dental, vision, supplemental, group, annuities. We have everything you can think of, right? These are some of our well-known carriers that we have with life. Yes, we have a lot more, but these are just some of them. So bonus structure, there's 3 ways to bonus. You have 1 to 2% of total AV written every year. Okay. You also have carrier bonuses of 8% back every 6 months. And then you have your average bonus check over $20,000. So just keep in mind that while we have commissions, right? We have the weekly bonuses, we have carrier bonuses, we have the annual bonus check, right? If you start building a team, you have team bonuses, right? So there are multiple ways to reach several streams of income here. So here at Inspired, we are dedicated to your success. We have a small staff that is here to help you. Next, you'll meet with Stacy. She will do your interview. You'll be able to ask her any questions. She's my director of operations and runs a lot of things. Then we have Jorian, who does our contracting, and she helps you get licensed. And we have a couple other people behind the scenes that you won't necessarily meet because they kind of work doing things that are just behind the scenes. We are dedicated to your continuing education, your mentorship, your licensing and your contracting, back office support, and new agent training. And that sums up my portion with you guys. I want to ask you a question. Are you ready to earn 6 figures your first year? Or better yet, how many of you have ever thought it's even possible within your realm of what you can do to be a 7-figure earner? I want you to keep that in mind. I look forward to meeting and talking to all of you guys, and see you soon.